Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Knifey, and today I'm going to be talking about the Hammerdin build. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. So as you can see, I've already got a a Paladin here pulled up for us, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about the um, skills and the skill tree that we use for the Hammerdin. So we're only going to be touching this side of the skill tree, and yeah, this is going to be our main skill. So we're going to want to max that eventually, right? It's going to be probably one of the first things we max. Okay, and then we're going to max concentration. And these are the only auras in the offensive tree that we touch, okay? Just these three. But we are going to max Blessed Aim, but that's going to come later, okay? We're going to need Vigor here, because that's a synergy for Blessed Hammer. Increases the damage a lot. But I also recommend these two utilities as well. This for mana, and this for after you kill a group of monsters. Switch to this really quick if you don't need the corpses for anything. If your party doesn't need them or anything for any reason, then boom, you can redeem a bunch of mana and life pretty quick. Switch back to your vigor, run around, or whatever, concentration, and then go teleport. Okay? So once your hammer and concentration, your main attack and your main aura, once those are maxed, I'd say go ahead and max the vigor, because the faster run walk is just so nice to have while leveling up and stuff. Okay, and then max the next synergy, which is gonna be the Blessed Aim. All right. Now we're gonna be like level 80, 79 or so, and so we're gonna have a bunch of points left over. The rest are gonna go into Holy Shield, just for pure defenses, okay? And you'll be level 98, got the last point. Go with Defiance, okay? For that synergy into Holy Shield, for the increased defense. Okay. Now we can jump into the equipment. So I'm gonna just start from the top here. I'm gonna go for the helm. So yeah, you're gonna want a Shaco, classic helm for the Hammerdin. Since I would classify this as a magic finding build, you would want a magic find on a Hammerdin, because they're just so good at killing everything. Yeah, that just not having magic find on them would be a waste. So yeah. Alright. Now, socket. What socket would you want on the Hammerdin? Well, at least initially, I think you would want to go with like a shale. It's probably my best choice, actually. Throughout the whole thing, I think actually just, yeah, shale. Go with shale. Because, and especially in a high defense Shaco. Because you'll see how this plays out the rest of the build. Alright, we want the fast hair recovery, really, and this is only one of the main places to get it. Okay, so for the amulet, I'm going to go with the Merc's Kaleidoscope here, and we want that basically for the plus skills, and little buff to attributes there. That's kind of nice. But mostly for the all resist, it's a nice way to just stack resist here, especially if you get a 30 all resist Maras. Alright. Now, for the armor, since we're a Hammerdin, we have to teleport. Okay? And I would say go with the Archon Plate or an Elite Light Armor, because that's gonna be the best defense and the best movement speed that you can find. Okay? And you'll want superior if possible. Okay? But there you go. Alright, now for the weapon choice, I'm gonna go with the Wizard Spike here. It's my favorite item. It's got insane cast rate. It's got insane all resistances, and all of this mana boost, okay? And the Hammerdin actually struggles with mana a little bit, so having just a wizard spike in the first place helps smooth that over, so that's really nice. Now when you socket this is kind of important. You're going to want a jewel here, and you're going to want faster hit recovery in the jewel, okay? Now, like I said, you can make this up with charms, but I like to keep it in the wizard spike, and I also like to have all resist, so yeah, you can get a 90 all resist, 7 faster recovery jewel, put it in there, and there you go. Boom, that's really nice, really nice. Alright, now Mage Fist. Yes, you're gonna go with Mage Fist for the cast rate. Now, you can upgrade these once, but upgrading them twice might require too much strength, so you may only want to keep them at 1 upgrade, okay? Now for the ring here, you can go with a Nagel, okay? Or if you have some good rings, if you say you've been playing a bit, gambling a bit, you actually have some faster cast rate rings with resists, like life or something, right? And then you would want to synergize that. You would need to get a amulet that is also rare with paladin skills, okay? And then faster cast rate, okay? And then you would need all resist here too. Fire resist or something, life, okay? So this is if you got some really expensive rare setup. If you do have this, then you can take off this and put on chance guards, okay? And that is just to stack the magic find even more, okay? But for the standard version of this build, I'm going to say stick with unique items because they are, you know, sort of easier to come by. So yeah, so go with the Nagel there for now until you get the nice rares, right? And then for the belt, it's going to be the Iraq mesh, and that's basically just for the skills and cast rate. Okay. For the ring, you're going to need Raven Frost on this side because of the cannot be frozen. Okay. Shield, I almost forgot to go through the shield, but it's important for this build. So yeah, for the paladin, we're going to want a paladin shield actually, spirit, not just a monarch like we've been going before, but a paladin one, an elite one. And we're going to want to go with the Sacred Targe, actually, because it also has not just the highest defense, but the highest block rate, along with the highest defense, being elite. Right? So you're going to want to go with the block rate one. Okay? And for that auto mod, well, you don't need damage because you're a Hammerdin, so you're going to want to stack the defense again and go with all resist. Now, you need a high item level shield to get the sockets and the resist. But yeah, you're going to try to go with a 45 all resist on the auto mod there. Alright? And it's even possible to get superior on this paladin shield. So this is like the ultimate. This is the best in slot. There you go. That's it. Alright. This is my shield recommendation. And you must get 35 cast, as I recommend with all my other builds. Yeah, it's easy to roll these runes. Find a good palace shield. Roll spirit in there. Yeah. And you'll be set. Okay? If you need to substitute your monarch in the meantime, well, you can do that. But try to do this in the Sacred Targe. Alright, for the boots, you're going to want to go with War Traps. They've got pretty good run walk, strength, vitality, and the main thing here is that pretty high magic find boost, okay? So there you go. Now, let's go into the charm setup here. We're going to obviously need an Annihilus, and we're going to need a torch as well, a paladin torch, okay? But for this build, one critical thing that we need is a small charm with faster recovery. Okay, this is pretty key. Okay, we need at least one of these, and that is because we want to hit that 4 frame faster recovery breakpoint. Okay, so that's it. Yeah. So with our final charms added in, as you can see, we got pretty high abilities. Blessed Hammer, concentration. We could even add some combat skills charms. I would say maybe just a few, right? Maybe life. If you could make up the faster rate recovery on a charm like this, well, that would just be clutch. Okay, you wouldn't even need that small charm. Okay. Of course, it's rare, so maybe go with that. Maybe go with this. Maybe go with life on this. Okay. And then especially on this paladin, you'll be able to stack these good luck charms with these 7% magic find small charms, okay? These small charms of good luck. You could just stack a few of them, okay? You could stack a lot of them. Alright, and that'll push you up a bit, okay? If you're stacking the magic find, I would also say recommend getting a Geats, okay? Get a Geats. That'll be your grand charms. Alright. Maybe get one more small charm of good luck. You know, we try to get another mod on there. That would be nice. Maybe mana or something. Defense. That would be nice. But yeah, I would say I like to keep an open inventory because I like to carry things actually. So, yeah, something like this would be my recommendation. All right. And then that's going to push you up to the, like, 297 magic find, okay? And I recommend getting around 300 magic find on a build, okay? Because after that, there's, like, certain diminishing returns that happen. But I think that 300 is a really good place to aim for the amount of magic find you get. Okay, so now let's look through the total setup. As you can see, got our hit recovery covered now with the addition of the charm. Our cast rate is 125, and that's going to be the 9 frame cast rate. So that's pretty good. All right. So we're covered on the breakpoints. Now to increase our defenses a bit more, we could even go with like a calls to arms and a crystal sword, or even a flail. Of course, the flail has a small dexterity requirement, so I just recommend just keep the crystal sword. Try to go with a high roll battle orders, okay? And then just any basic dummy spirit shield. For consistency's sake, I'm using the sacred torch, but any cast rate here, any shield really. It's just a low strength requirement. Okay. Now, you're going to activate battle command and then battle orders, alright, for the life bonus, okay? And then you'll activate your holy shield. Okay, and then switch to concentration. Alright, now for stats. So, for stats, we need to make sure our gear is showing up here. Alright, now, as you can see, without the Enigma, we need a little bit more. Just to get to where these war travelers. And boom, 103. We just need a few strength. Okay. Ravenfrost, I believe, yeah, with the dexterity from all of these charms and Ravenfrost and everything. Yeah, we actually don't need any points to carry the wizard spike. But as you can see, with our holy shield activated, our block chance is 35. It's still pretty low. So I like to max block on Hammerdins because it's just an insane and easy way to get really good defenses. Insane defenses because block rate is just so good. Okay, so as you can see, just a tiny bit of dexterity increases our block chance by a lot here. Okay, we're almost at that 75. Okay, so 81 dexterity, and boom, there we go. We got our 75% block. Now for the rest of these, it's going to be 400 in the vitality. Yeah, boom. So we got our max block. We're able to wear everything. And our life is like 3.3k. That's pretty good. And the battle order gives us about 1.3k. So we got around 2,000 life base. And about 3.3 with the call to arms. So yeah, so that is fully geared, fully set up. And yeah, let's do the mercenary choice here. I like to go with a nightmare defensive for the Holy Freeze aura, because that gives slows all the enemies coming around you, and if you're gonna have the hammers coming from around you, well, I believe that as the enemies get closer to you, they should be slower, so that Holy Freeze really helps with the Hammerdin build. Alright, and you're going to want a Ethereal one, and you're going to want a socket for the Act 2 Mercenary here. Okay, and for his helm, you can go with a Ral rune, or, as I always say, if you're feeling min-maxy, go with the Jewel. Go with a Ruby Jewel for that fire resist. You know, maybe even a red Jewel there, a Ruby. And then a Fervor for that increased attack speed, okay? There you go. Now for the helm, for the body armor, we're going to want to go with a Fortitude. Okay. Going to want an Ethereal bugged one. And if you're wondering how to Ethereal bug, well, you can check my video, because I got one that is shows you just how to do this. How to make Ethereal bugged sacred armors. So, check that out if you're interested. Anyways, this is the best choice for Mercenary, especially Act 2. Yeah, now for the weapon. You can go with an Insight Thresher, an Ethereal one, or a Giant Thresher. Make sure you get a high aura on the meditation. But if you do have your mana under control, I'd say you're pretty good at switching with meditation. Say you don't have nobody needs the bodies, the corpses of the enemies around in particular, so you can just use that for mana and life. Switching to that redemption pretty quickly. Yeah, then I would say then you won't need the insight here because your mana will be covered, okay? So you can switch this Merc weapon. And you're going to want to go with the Reaper's Toll, alright? And an Ethereal Reaper's Toll because he's a Merc, and you want to stack that high damage. So, yeah, you want to socket this. A Shale would be okay, or even a Jewel with enhanced damage and attack speed, okay? And the reason you choose the Reaper's Toll is because this Decrepify is going to cause physical increased physical damage. Basically, it's kind of like amplify damage, okay? And it'll be able to break physical immunes, all right? And so that's why it's really such this Reaper's Toll is such a really good Merc weapon, okay? Especially on the Hammerdin here, who does have a difficulty with certain immunes. So this Decrepify will allow you to take out physical immunes. The Merc will. And, I mean, of course, you would be able to take it out. But if it happened to be magic and physical, well, the Decrepify aura would... I mean, Decrepify Curse would cover that. Okay? So that's going to be the mercenary weapon, alright? Now, as you can see, his breakpoints for jab are still the 10 frame here, even with the shale, okay? The only thing that changes is his normal attack, but since the jab it hits twice, it has the double chance to trigger. So I say focus on the jab with the mercenary, and yeah, this jewel would probably be the best choice rather than shale. Okay, so this is my Hammerdin build, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give a like or a subscribe. If you have any suggestions or ideas for Hammerdin build, go ahead and post them below, and of course I will post a link to this build in the description as well. And yeah, I appreciate you for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next build. Peace.